indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kelly, if you could take attendance, please.
Larry Fiddler.
Here.
Greg J.
Here.
Brandon Tanker.
Here.
Bryce Howell.
Here.
Scott Stierwald.
Here.
Any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda? I will start by adding under new business, F as in Frank, labeled CCMG. And there is, under 9 old business for numerical readdressing in CSX, there is no updates on either one of those, so we're gonna remove them from tonight's agenda, but we'll have them back on the agenda for our next meeting. Anybody else? If not, can I get a motion to approve those?
Motion.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adoption of the 2026 budget. This is Budget Ordinance 2025-15.
Motion.
If there are no questions, Bryce has a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of minutes from the September 9th, 2025 regular meeting. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second again.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, claims and transfers.
From general, $171,433.97.
Motion. Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
From water, $126,117.31.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
From wastewater, $805,986.72.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Payroll, $52,206.50.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Water Solutions Unlimited, invoice number 7199725, in the amount of $4,251.80.
This is just chemical.
Yes, it's routine chemicals.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lexipol invoice PRA 11258891, in the amount of $1,590.96.
What is this, the police want to count?
This is this is an annual expense.
Okay.
It's for their Lexipol, it's your police one training
Gotcha.
software.
Motion. Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Utility supply invoice number 1538374, in the amount of $2,853.82.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Water Solutions Unlimited, invoice number 7222014, in the amount of $5,049.90.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's all I have for now.
Wait.
Sergeant Warren, Marshall Hall could not be here tonight, so I will be filling in. One thing that I do want to address now that I'm able to look at this monthly, where it says the flock cameras and illegal substances, if you flip to the next page in those same sections, that number's not accurate. I can't say that I will be able to get that number completely accurate, but moving forward, we'll make sure that numbers are actually matching up to what they're supposed to say. Because I know that there's been more interaction transactions with both of those sections than what's on this paper for year to date. Outside of that, been taking a lot of downtime to get the police department cleaned up, trying to get rid of some gear that we don't use anymore. Trash just kind of sitting around, make the office a little bit more of a flow, a better flow through there. And we're waiting on our Glocks to come in, which would move to looking for approval for the invoices that we received for the Glocks that we have received for payment.
Council, this is for invoice number 2436178 in the amount of $2,903.22 for Ray O'Haron is a vendor on that one.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you have anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, Jason?
Oker Water Grant, actually, Eric, do you have any other on that? Do you
Our
want to-
last day.
Okay. He's got a few of these, the water project.
I think everybody should get a copy of our update in your packet. I'm going to skip over the US 231 water project because there is something that requires some action on it. But update you on the wastewater project. Almost all of the phase 3 work is now complete. That was approved for the project by SRF in August. As of now, that work is all complete. There was $133,000 in savings from what the contractor had estimated for phase 3. So taking out the about $550,000 for the Vector truck that the town wants to purchase, there's still going to be about $291,000 left. So we're working with Jason and Brad to figure out how best to utilize that. Probably going to do a little bit more lining. There's some sections that Brad has mentioned. There's also some pumps that were purchased by the wastewater utility earlier this year. We're asking SRF if potentially those funds could reimburse the wastewater utility for purchasing those, because at the time we didn't use project funds because we thought we were going to need them all. So now it's an opportunity to hopefully get some of that back.
Those have not been paid for yet. So
Oh, they have not
it
been?
wouldn't be a reimbursement.
Okay, I should have an answer on those this week. So I also requested from SRF what they need to allow the purchase of the back truck. So we've got quotes that should be all they need, so hopefully that can happen in the next few weeks. On the Okra water project that Jason mentioned, we've done all of our surveying work. We've met with Richard on site at the water plant. Design is well underway. We should be 50% in November. We'll have another meeting with Jason and Richard to review plans. We're on schedule to get that bid in February after the first year, once we get all the permits in. So, update on that one. On the US 231 water, I think you all should have a copy of a cover letter for a pay request from the contractor. They completed all of the work on the bore and another 1,500 feet along the interstate ramp and along 231 north, stopping just north of the driveway to RTM. This pay request is in the amount of $741,185.22. We would recommend that be approved for payment. If you recall, that's all coming from ready funds, so that, and they are wanting those drawn down, so that's timely that we get that submitted. Kelly, did they get this map?
Yes.
Okay. This map here was attached to the letter. It basically shows in blue what they have built to date, and what's in red is what they can build with the extra of 96,000 that they have left. So in talking with Jason, we went ahead and had them proceed with extending that as far as they can, use all of the money that's available for construction, and terminate that piece with a hydrant, and then that will allow them to be closed out. That work all should be done probably within 2 weeks from now.
You said what's in blue is completed, the red is what we're,
The red is what we'll get with the money that's left. The green is what is the gap you'll have between what's installed and where the NDOT relocation stopped, the larger main from the NDOT work.
What is the distance on that? I haven't.
I want to say it's about 300 feet. I can get you an exact footage, but
basically goes from south to west border.
actually, based on the scale here, it might be closer to 1,000. So the only thing we'll need to close the loop is that piece there and then a section there at the tower.
And then the purple would be eventually what would close the loop. Correct? So basically now you're going to south, from southwest to the correctional facility, and then the purple would be what we tie back into.
There's no purple on mine.
I think he's looking at the Aegis, the work that Aegis is doing.
The map he's talking about is after the, there's like a.
I see the letter.
Wrong engineer.
Oh, the red.
The green on this map will
Gotcha.
close the
Just-
loop.
I got you. Just-
We still need a motion for that.
Is that for the Clampeter document that we have to make the motion on?
No, it's for B&T drainage excavating for the water main.
So that payment, that payout is not in your packet.
I was just saying, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see
No.
where that money was.
Okay, and that was 741,185.22?
Yes.
Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Council looking for a motion to release those funds?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carol, you know how to process that? You did one already.
Is that releasing the change, or that's not releasing the
No,
change,
it's the
that's just the
application
rent?
too. There will be one
Okay.
more.
Yeah, yeah.
Or was it just this top page, do you know?
That's the only place you sign is on the top page.
Yeah. Anything else,
All I've got.
council? Perfect, thank you so much.
The next thing is the wastewater line extension. This is the study that Aegis is doing. That is in your packet, you know, that's what you were looking at.
Yeah, sorry.
If you see those numbers, there were 3 different options. I think the best option, if we do proceed, would be up 231 across 40 to Butterville. So that's just my opinion, but we can look at that at another point. Aegis is approaching IFA to discuss options with them about funding. So we have a number of what the project would cost. I will say that number there is construction only, that is not land acquisition or easement acquisition, but it also does not include engineering. So
Who thought would be 23140 to the
that would be my,
jail?
I'm not sure they've taken into consideration where some of those that cross-country through is areas that could easily be mined, so it's probably not the best idea. But I prefer to stay on 231 and 40 so we can pick up additional customers.
Yep.
So, a couple reasons for making that recommendation, but well, and it was also the cheapest price as well, so it was just about just a little over $7 million. But the next step is to have a conversation with IFA, see what kind of funding they can do for us or will do for us, and just have that conversation. So I'm hoping to still have that meeting this week. But that, just wanted to update you. And that, just so you remember, that is the project where the county is splitting the cost of this study with us. So we'll fill you in when we know more on that. The next thing is the water meters and the meter reading system. This is with utility supply. I don't know who wants to present today. But we discussed this at the last meeting. You guys had a couple of questions with regards to the potential project, and we'll let them update you or answer your questions.
Hi everyone, Scott Dunlap again. Good to see you all. Thank you for the time. I went back to Neptune, talked to a couple engineers there. We did get the propagation studies redone, so I'd like to show those to you. I am connected to Roku, and how do I cast this? The next thing. So we do have
It's not working. Try that. Instead of hitting the regular, hit the apple. Sometimes it'll.
Okay, so, all right, back on here. So we had the propagation study redone. We separated out your individual gateway locations. And again, we need to talk about your current existing meters. We have V3 meters in the system, which are the older style, and V4 meters in the system. We've got about 200 V4 meters. Those are the newest style that have a 1 watt signal that basically doubles the distance that it broadcasts versus the V3 meters. So, and as we are changing meters out, the prop study will look better and better as we go on. So, the first. Why is that not showing up? I'm not quite sure how to get this to play on here, but
Can you put that where you want that in there?
possibly not in Gmail. I've only got it in. No, I don't have it in Gmail. Let's see what let's go. looking at our current outlook on meters, yeah, we've only got about 200 of the newer style meters in the system. The rest are an older V3 style. That is, yeah, and those meters being, you got about 860 of those meters being anywhere from 13 to 19 years old. So I do think a focus of your utility should be on changing out these older style meters. That being said, with the new propagation study out here, everything as a V3. If we were looking at the water tower, if we just do the water tower with a V3 in our system, you're looking at about 22% coverage. If we do the water tower and town hall, we're about a 48+ percent coverage, 48.4% coverage. If we do all three locations being Stardust, the water tower and town hall, you're looking at about 72% coverage. And again, that's going to do better and better as you add more meters into the system. That's with all V3 meters. And if we do look at, once we do get changed over to all V4, you're going to be looking at 89.4% coverage with all three locations. Town hall and the water tower would be 76.2% coverage. And with just town hall, with just town hall, that's a 41% coverage. And the water tower is 60% coverage. So again, the water tower is the kind of the big hitter of all of these.
So of our existing meters, of our existing meters we have, what would we gain that we could have coverage from this system?
Yeah, with the existing, so with your existing meters right now, if we do, to be perfectly honest, yes, the towers are great. That information you're getting is awesome for town hall, for the ladies in the office. But we do need to think about the change out of meters. Richard just ordered a couple of boxes of meters because he's completely out. We do need to remedy that issue by getting you guys some meters on order. But if we're looking at, it really depends on the investment you want to make. You want to do 1, 2, or 3 gateway collectors. That's really up to you on how you want to approach that. So, I'm sorry, kind of got lost on the question there. Yeah, so you can either, doing one gateway location with what we do have existing right now. The town hall would probably be the biggest getter at 28% coverage, which would increase to 41% coverage with all V4 meters. Now, again, if we have all V4 meters, the water tower has the best coverage because of the height of the water tower at 60% coverage. In my opinion, doing the water tower and town hall together, that is going to cover the majority of your system at 76% on a V4 meter. Currently, coverage would be 48% of your meters are getting coverage. You're going to be getting at least daily, if not hourly data. And again, this is always Neptune under promises and over delivers on this, so we will get better coverage than what they predict on that.
Would be doing everything from the 29 and the 14.5, or is that just town hall and the tower?
So, one gate, so I did break down these quotes. I separated install quotes, I separated individual gateway quotes, and then also 2 gateways and a pallet of meters, and then also an individual pallet of meters. I didn't really know which direction you guys wanted to go and how you wanted to go on this. I think an important part would be getting the meters. There's a meter quote. All the numbers are the same, I just broke them down a little bit. Because I believe that's what you guys had asked me to do, is break some down into kind of different ways to look at them, different costs. All the costs are the same, we don't play any funny games when it comes to costs on things. So this next quote I'm giving you, this is 2 gateways with, 2 gateways with a pallet of meters on there.
How many meters are on the pallet?
That's 100 meters, and we've been in discussions on moving to an ultrasonic meter versus mechanical meter. Because of the warranty on them, because of the accuracy, and because of the flat accuracy curve of the meter. And we had talked a lot about ROI, and I don't want to really get into that, because when I talked to the Neptune engineers, they're like, really, there's not, we could run all of your city's information into some studies and try to show you an ROI, but it's not going to show an ROI from the dollar standpoint on installing this system. When we get to a city of Louisville, city of Cincinnati, city of Atlanta, that's when we can start looking at bigger ROIs, when we're talking about tens and hundreds of thousands of meters. City your size, the money value ROI is not going to be there. Now the value in the office of being able to tell somebody that, yes, your meter has been running for the past 6 days at 32.6 gallons an hour every hour, you probably got something going on. That's where the ROI, and I maybe shouldn't have even brought it up, but that was a question that you had kind of zoned in on. It's not really going to be there financially as far as purchasing the equipment and all, but.
But won't we save money by spending less time out?
Absolutely, and that's where we could, we could dive into that with Neptune, but they're like, it's really hard to say that, because once we do add in these gateways, it does a little bit better than what we anticipate. Richard spends a lot less time driving around, a lot less wear and tear on vehicles, a lot less fuel costs, and then it's a lot less time going back, hey, I need to reread on a meter, I need you to read out this meter, things like that. So the work orders become less and less as you do get this system. It's just hard to quantify that and to give you some real numbers on that, with just how the system is.
So you stated earlier that we have roughly, not willing you to do this, but 860 meters currently that are 15-ish years old.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And on this quote, you have just 100 new V4 meters.
That's right. That's a pallet, that's an easy number that can be installed by Richard and the guys in a year. It can obviously be ramped up more than that. And should it be ramped up more than that, that's for you guys to decide. I would think probably so with the age of the meters. They say you're losing about 0.3% on a meter, on a mechanical meter, which is what you guys have per year in accuracy. And so that's essentially money out the door, and when we add that up over, the 13 to 19 year life of the meter, it can be a pretty significant amount of water loss that you're not accounting for.
Well, the pallet's 33,000, you're talking rough math, 300 grand to replace everything we need.
Right, yeah. Yep. And you wouldn't want to do it
So
all
with
at
this
once.
quote though, with 100 on here, and we have roughly 200 V4s currently in play.
Correct.
So that would get us to 300 just by approving this quote, but then that still leaves 760-ish council meters that would have to be replaced in order to get the full effect of spending $22,500 per antenna. If we went with multiple antennas, then obviously you would multiply that to get your money's worth.
So the meters alone, you're looking at rough math, 220 grand still.
A lot of money.
Indeed it is, and it's about the time, we don't want product sitting on the shelf, burning warranty sitting on the shelf. You want to have an attainable goal for, your water guys to be able to install these meters too. But, the clock's ticking on the meters, it's up to you how you guys want to spend your money, and we want to be wise with your money too. I'm just giving you options here. The office would love to see the AMI system. Richard would love to see the AMI system. But-
Refresh my memory, because technology is ever changing, right?
Sure.
We buy 200 V4 new meters,
Mhm.
plus an antenna or two or whatever. What does the crystal ball look like on how long the V4 meters are gonna be in play before they are aged out by V5 or whatever the next new product
Great
is?
question. So, there's actually already a V5 meter out there. It is designed for LoRaWAN networks. Neptune has had this same 900 megahertz. We broadcast between 910 and 920. We've had that same radio for more than 20 years. They're not changing anything on that broadcast of that radio. What they are doing, they're adding more capacitors, they're adding better battery life to get that signal further, better antennas to get that signal further. But they haven't changed anything as far as the sending unit on that radio for more than 20 years. And they don't anticipate, I don't anticipate them really ever changing that, because that's kind of their bread and butter of what makes Neptune different, is it's a public broadcast band radio. You don't have to have FCC licensing for our stuff. So that's sort of their bread and butter. They're not getting rid of it, and they never will get rid of it. Even if they do go to V6 or whatever it happens to be, Neptune, they never strain an asset. You buy the meter, you put it in the ground. Even with our newest, latest, greatest gateway that has just come out, it's still able to read even our legacy radio read meters that are in the ground right now. So, and that's unheard of in the metering industry. It's typically, hey, we got a new widget, now you gotta change everything in the ground. Good luck, utility. Neptune doesn't do that. They are always forward migratable with all of their equipment. So,
Okay. So in your opinion, since this is your wheelhouse, we could get 20-ish, give or take, years out of buying new V4 meters?
yes, absolutely. Any new meter that you have in the ground, you're gonna have, it's got a 20-year warranty on it.
Yeah.
It's got a 20-year warranty. The newest style ultrasonic meter also has a 20-year accuracy warranty on the meter too. So if that meter ever falls out of accuracy, it's completely warranty replaceable.
Jason, how many roughly, just guesstimate, calls do our guys go on a week, a month of questioning meters?
Of rereads is what you're asking.
Like, just, you know, where, hey,
You
we're
think
feeling
about 5 a
something
week?
funky, or,
Well,
Probably, but each one, it's not just a one and done visit. It entails about 2 or 3 visits every time, because they have to go out and check, and they come back and report, and then typically then they have to get the equipment and go back and download, and then they have to come back and report. And so it's 2 or 3 visits per lead, and we don't even know until.
and that's just on
meters for once a month.
reread. We also have to read them when you've got a changing customer.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably another
Yeah, if you were.
5 or 10, potentially a week of changes, so.
Is there such thing as too many meters on one antenna?
No, the antennas themselves, there's no limit to the amount that they can receive.
Just kind of might bog down the.
No, the processor in there, they can handle something, it's like 55 or 60,000 reads a minute. It's way more than it could possibly bog down the system. So, and even with that, the meters are constantly broadcasting, so even if it does not hear a meter, it's gonna broadcast again and hit the system. So in a system your size is absolutely not going to bog down. We won't see anything like that. So,
Council, I'm gonna voice my opinion on this and then let you guys speak. I think we need to move to this direction. I'm not sure of what the quantity of meters are that we need to purchase upfront, whether it's 100 or 200 based upon financials. I don't know if we need 1 tower or 2 towers or 3 towers. I think we really need to talk about this in depth to come up with a game plan where, if we do buy, again, sake of conversation, 200 meters, where do those 200 meters go? Where do we start? I really think we need to move in this direction. I don't know where the starting point is, I guess is what I'm saying.
My opinion is, if it's the meters we're worried about right now, and that they're getting to the end of their life expectancy, then, I mean, $200,000 some pays a lot, could pay a couple people's salaries. Do we just replace the meters and know our meters are up to date, or do we go towards the system? My personal opinion is we just replace meters. That's my personal opinion.
All at once?
No, no, God, no.
Okay.
Just start replacing meters. I get the system, and I think it's great, but if the reason that we're going to the system and replacing meters as well is because our meters are to the end of their life expectancy, then what we're paying for the system can pay a couple people's salary.
Yeah.
I mean,
The 200 that we have, are they in a current, in a current, like, standard location, or are they just spread out?
They're spread out where meters have died, you know, they're
We're gonna have to
absolutely.
replace them. If we have one go down, we don't put an old style meter in, we put a new style meter.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how every metering system works. There's no easy.
I'm just
way
wishing
about
he
it.
would say, yeah, they're all
Oh, yeah.
startups. Perfect.
You know, my personal opinion, in the office, and the reason we brought up AMI is because the office would really like it, Richard would really like it. I personally am of the opinion that more meters the better, and we can always add the gateways at any time in the future. Is my thought, like, get a few pallets. He's already ordering, Richard, you guys just approved buying some meters off our shelf, which we house them. They cost a lot more than if you buy them in a pallet quantity. So where he's out of meters right now, we at least need to get some meters, and so I would ask you guys to approve that at least tonight, and let's get a skid of meters, and we can talk more about the AMI system in the future. There will be a December, end of December, or end of November, beginning of December, there's going to be another price increase on these. Granted, we've got you guys locked in until the end of the year, but after the end of the year, there will absolutely be a $3 to $5 increase per meter.
Are the antennas going up too?
Yes, everything is good. We're probably
Good sales
about a
pitch, man, good sales pitch.
You got, yeah, the fear of, you know, that loss. No, they absolutely will go up, probably about, I can't give you a number on the gateways, and we try to insulate you guys. And if you do order meters from us, you'll have that price for at least 6 months. We can guarantee that. So if you do get through these batch of 100, order within the next 6 months, we'll give you that same price.
How long does it, if we were to give you the approval tonight to buy something, what is the turnaround on the antenna?
The antenna, best case scenario is mid-December. The meters are 3 to 4 weeks. They shipped in 11 days last time I ordered some.
So for the sake of the exercise, January timeframe, we could be receiving live data from
Correct. Yes.
new said meters.
Definitely. Yeah, it can happen this winter easily. We've got a big stock of antennas coming in to our stock. If you guys were to order some of those, I've earmarked those for you guys. Those will be coming in mid-December. Maybe potentially at the end of this month, or potentially at the end of November. But yeah, best case scenario would be.
What's the strategy on replacing the meters? Do you start in one section or do you?
It would depend on the antennas, right?
Say again.
It would depend on the location of the antenna, or antennas where we put them.
Yes, that would play a factor. The way most utilities will do it, if they are going gung-ho on it and doing a meter change out and actively going to be changing 300 to 500 meters a year, then they would start in one location, maybe at Stardust, maybe the furthest locations out, but they start in neighborhoods and move from neighborhood to neighborhood. Going with 1 or 2 pallets a year, 200 meters a year, then that's going to be where just kind of scattered, hey, this one didn't read this month, so we're going to replace that one. Oh, okay, then we're going to go after this whole street, we'll get this street, and then we'll go over on this side of town and get this whole street. So there's 100 different ways to slice that pie, but just a matter of You know, you guys know where your meters are, where you're having trouble reading. They, you know, the older V3s, they tend to slow down. You have to pull up and wait outside that meter. If it's a slow reading meter, that's definitely one you want to hit. And oh, well, there's only 3 more on the street. Let's go hit those and replace those. So that's typically how things will go.
Kelly, can we talk financials
Yes.
for a minute?
Mhm.
What do we have to play with for the rest of this year? Because these will come, this money will come out of where?
Okay, so actually Richard has been meeting with me for probably about a year. Jason and I have been meeting with different companies and planning for this. We have the money for the antennas and towers out of food and beverage. That's planned for, and then the meters would come from a split between water and sewer operating, because it meters both.
So you're saying for this dollar figure that's on this one quote, for 78,000?
Actually, yes, that, and that's just,
That's for 2. Did you have 3?
that's for 2
in that?
towers.
Mhm.
No, we have enough for 2 towers is what we were planning on. One on the water tower and one at the town hall. And I believe that number, does that, doesn't
And the
include what
22.5 is
is that the
Um,
installation?
Yes, so installation, yeah, that is installation at the town hall, and then the 14.5 is installation at.
Okay, we had 90,000 in food and beverage for, let's see. Yeah, for the towers, we had 90,000, so,
Here's 14.5, that's for the water tower install, this is for town hall install, that's gonna be adding the new,
so it's the 29,000 plus the 14.5
So
plus the 45.
44.5 plus
plus
7.
40, yeah, plus, yes, 44.5.
Now, does that include replacing this tower?
That is gonna be replaced, that tower is too short for our
Right.
needs, so yes, it is gonna be setting a 75-foot pole with a standoff and the antenna at the top of it, so it'll be a wood pole.
And that comes with how many, that comes with a pallet of meters? Or is that the extra 78?
The meters we had coming out of regular water operating and sewer operating, because that's just that's a normal expense that we have to just replace meters from. So it'll be split between those 2 funds. The extra would come out of this tower installation would come out of food and beverage, which is for extra, we've been using for extra projects and things for utilities.
Why am I not seeing the labor quote?
They're in the packet, 14.5 and 22.5 or 29,000.
29.
That's just the install, and then you've got these. That's the install.
The 29 is install at here at town hall, 14.5 is install at,
I will tell you the
The
revenue.
water tower?
The revenue from the food and beverage fund is about $115,000
they're
a
two different
year.
quotes, one for 29,
So
one's for
paying the 90,000
14.5.
for the towers would be about a year's worth of revenue.
Do towns generally, so they order a pallet, they go out and knock those 100 out, or they just replace them as they need to?
I would say the majority of utilities will buy at the pallet price and use those throughout the year. Typically, they'll get through about half a year and then be either just hold off a couple of boxes till, you know, they need 1s or 2s that end up dying out. It's all about how you guys want to approach it. I'd say most utilities, they'll buy it for the year and they'll just use those throughout the year. Because it's a lot more expensive buying off our shelf, because we're handling them and storing them.
That's all 4,
That's these 2,
but that's with
2 installs.
But that's with 3. But that's, to piggyback off of Richard's question, I mean, if we go this route, we're gonna wanna swap them, even though some meters might not be bad, because again, you wanna get the bang for your buck.
Yeah, the benefit of the towers.
That's the whole reason to have
Right,
the V4s and the antennas.
right. And the benefit of being able to get the data immediately.
With the threes will work, correct?
Oh, yes, all the V3s will all work on the system.
They will all work.
They just don't broadcast as far. All the V3s
Right.
can still be picked up by the towers, but they're
So that's
further
my
away.
misunderstanding. I would thought that the threes would not transmit that data.
They will. The V3s, everything V3, everything you guys have in the ground will be picked up by our towers, assuming it's within a range where it can be
Just
picked
the
up.
V4s go
The
further.
V4s go twice the distance of the V3s. And that's where, and I'll send this study to you, but the V3 study, the V4 study look quite a bit different because the V3s are just not as powerful.
Correct.
But also the V3s are what he's concerned are gonna be failing.
Because they're 15-ish.
Yes, we're getting towards the end of life on those.
Kelly, you said we had 90 in food and beverage.
Yes.
Where else are we pulling from?
The meters will be split between water operating and sewer operating.
Because Bryce just did a quick math and if council was to approve all 4 of these quotes, council, that's 3 towers, only 100 V4 meters, plus your labor quotes, your 145,000-ish dollars, that's what we're looking at.
When I planned these numbers, it was only based on 2 towers. It was based on the water tower and the town hall. It did not have a 3rd tower in there. I believe Richard said we would start with 2 and see how far that got us, and then work towards the 3rd one if it's even necessary.
You'll be 48 to 50% with just the 2 towers here at Town Hall, and so you got half your system right there being picked up.
I thought you said 76% at town hall and the water towers.
With
V4 meters.
V4s,
Okay.
yes, with V4s, absolutely, which we will be working towards.
Right now it's
But
48.
right now, if you were to put these up, you're gonna be getting about that 48% read rate.
And that's with your conservative number as far as how far out
Correct,
they'll reach.
correct. It typically does quite a bit better than that.
I would say we have a little bit of insurance by the fact that we are doing this water grant. So probably some of the bigger expenses that we would have probably had to tackle or we take care of in this, at the water plant. So I don't expect a whole lot of big expenses. So it gives you a little bit of wiggle room.
If we were to move forward, could you guarantee us 12 months instead of 6 months at $330 a meter?
I mean, we love to work with our utilities. We'll take a hit, I mean, we can take a hit on the chin.
I'm not asking you to lose money.
Yeah, well, we'd be happy to, I can talk to Neptune. I would think they would maybe stretch that out, and we would split a little bit. We could meet in the middle. I mean, I think we could probably do that. I don't get to make the numbers decisions though, so, but
Another 200 meters, or another 100 meters to give us 200 within the first year.
But he's already said he will honor that price for 6 months.
And I just got him to 12 months.
I know.
So why not go for 18?
all right,
I know
that's
these
what I'll see.
limitations.
Thanks, guys.
Length of time, why don't you just get the price down?
It's just, it's just gonna come out of Brandon's paycheck. It's totally fine. He's all right, he's just he's the rookie. He's fine.
You guys can speak your mind. I'm just $145,000. Personally.
That's with 3 towers, council, please remember that.
What's the benefit increase on the 3rd tower placement?
You wanna know V3 or V4 or both? Let's look at V3 first. So if we do all 3 towers, right now with V3, you're getting 72.4% coverage. And that's our conservative estimate
With the current meters?
with the current meters. Once those get changed out to V4, we're looking at 89.4. So the benefit of the 3rd tower is there. Again, you don't have to do this all at once, this can be piecemeal one at a time, so it's totally up to you how you guys do it. But I do see, from just looking at these studies, I would recommend doing town hall and the water tower at once. That's where you're gonna get the biggest hit. That's where the biggest bang for the buck is gonna be.
Where was the placement of the third tower?
Somewhere in
Town
Stardust.
hall and water tower.
Yeah, somewhere in Stardust, which we need to figure out a location around there, either whatever asset, you guys have a lift station or something out there that we can use to actually use that.
You could do the first two towers. And who knows if you can get us the extra 6 months on the, but you could do the first two towers, and if they're up and running by mid-December, then you'll have 5.5 months of data to see how conservative his numbers were as far as the coverage percentages. And you could order more. Do you have to do it this year, Kelly? Is it better to order them this year, or can they do a pallet now and a pallet in June?
I've only run the numbers on one pallet of
Okay.
100, so I haven't run any more numbers.
But I would
So
think
you could do that.
the third tower, let's see how the first two work. That's a lot of coverage. With what we have in the ground right now, and as we start switching out those 100, because as he said, that these are conservative coverage areas, we may see better
Yeah,
results.
you do have 200 of those meters that are already V4s out there that are gonna be hitting those towers more frequently. So yeah, and you're gonna be hovering right, or 48 to 50% coverage, just with what you got in the ground right now, doing the two towers. And then as we add the 100 meters in, it just gets better and better.
But my theory is the third tower is gonna increase that capacity to what?
72.
72?
72 on the V3s, yes. And then 89 point, thank you for knowing my
Yeah,
numbers.
so I would feel more comfortable having the tower coverage with the existing meters and adding meters as it goes and building up that coverage, because we're almost, we're at a high percentage with 3 towers
That's
with the
true.
existing meters. And then we add the meters as we need to do the change out, and that can be a slower process.
So what are you recommending?
We do the 3 towers with less meters, and we add the meters over time.
How many meters?
You're gonna get a better price on meters if you.
You're gonna get a better price in quantity, but it's not an upfront cost. I mean, if we can get a higher percentage coverage of the 3 towers with the existing meters, and we upgrade the meters over time rather than a big lump sum payment. I mean, we have to upgrade meters anyway.
Guys, I'm just gonna be blunt, because I really don't care. When we are constantly at this table or in there trying to figure out how we can figure out ways for the town to have more money, like, why is this even a discussion? I mean, I don't understand it. I really don't. $145,000, we can buy a lot of meters and pay another person's salary to go around and check meters. Like, I don't understand why this is even a topic. That's just me, and I'll shut up after that.
I have a tendency of agreeing it's a major investment for a convenience. It's an upfront cost, and I don't know that we're getting our bang for the buck on it.
Well, we won't know. We won't know until down the road, but I said I shut up, so I'll shut up.
Comments?
I think that, it's a lot of money, that obviously we can come up with, but then what we got? We're out that money and, and then the long term of it, how long, is it gonna be before there's any return from what we've invested, and I don't see none.
Do you wanna spearhead that?
Yeah, I'd like to, it's the work orders. The work orders will, essentially get eliminated. Once we are to a point where we're collecting, 80, 90, 100% of your reads, we don't have to go drive around and spend hours driving around, picking up your meters. Granted, I don't think it takes very long to read meters here. But then you're not having to go out and, hey, somebody calls, hey, Mrs. Jones calls, she's got a high bill, can you come check my meter? Well, we can do that from the office just by pulling up Mrs. Jones right here, and I can see exactly down to the 1/10 of a gallon, how much she used, when she used it. So it eliminates all of those work orders. It's about being good stewards to your customers and being able to alert somebody right on your dashboard. You log in, Kelly logs in the morning and sees, hey, I've got, Mrs. Jones is on my leak list. And she started leaking at midnight, 100 gallons an hour, every hour, and now I can call her and prevent her basement from being flooded. So that's where the benefits are, being able to eliminate the meter reading, eliminate the work orders, and being able to alert a customer that they've had an issue within hours versus within 30 days. A snowbird flies down to Florida and they have a pipe burst and their basement has been flooding for 30 days and we don't catch it until we read meters once a month. Those are the benefits of it. It's customer benefit. It's not.
Well, it's also taking the personal touch out of it, having somebody from the town show up and actually check it. It's done, automated, it's done remote, it's done.
But they're
And people don't trust that.
they're calling these lovely ladies in the office and they can tell you, and they can, oh, well, here, let me just send you the graph and that information. You can send Richard out too. He's the man. He'll go out there and do that too, but.
They're not making contact with customers when they're reading meters anyway. They're just driving by and.
No, but I'll be honest, people know when anybody's in their front yard, whether it's for a meter or it's for
They do.
and
My 2 cents is, it's a great system, obviously. But as a small town, I just don't think that we're ready for that.
I would say maybe we do the pallet of meters and we go ahead and we have to upgrade those anyway. Get those in the ground. Then come back and look at it maybe next year on another tower, maybe with the new meters in the ground, we all of a sudden have better coverage off the new meters. And we've already made that investment, and we continue to upgrade
Right.
meters over time.
Yeah, there's
There's so many different ways to look at it, but
There
that
are.
initial upfront for, 1 tower for this, 2 for that, 3 for best. If we're gonna do something like this, I feel we should do it all out. Get the 80 or 90% coverage. Okay, now we've done the system, but rather than piecemeal it in a little bit here and a little bit there, are we gaining the benefit at 48% coverage?
But that's what you're gonna do if you just buy a pallet here and a pallet there, you're piecing it together.
But your meters are in place and they can be added to a tower at any future time.
Larry, do you have any thoughts, comments?
I disagree with all of you. I'm for it. And do a pallet, do 2 towers, do a pallet of meters now. Hopefully, within 6 months, we do another pallet of meters and go from there.
Well, the pallet meters, we have no choice.
We've got to buy the
do that.
meters.
That-
It's adding the tower and the capability of the towers.
Can I say the way that we've done this, that we've been planning it, and I know it's piecing it, is because we are small, we can't afford the whole shebang at once. That's why we're trying to do this in a sustainable way, to where we're not draining all of our funds. But like I said, we've been saving for it, so we're doing it piece by piece, so later on we can add the other pieces to get better, but it's not a big hit all at once. We're working towards progress, and the biggest benefit will be to our customers with the leak, and they will get the personal touch. Honestly, they would rather get a phone call from us in the office saying, hey, overnight you had a huge leak, you need to check something, than for us to wait for 30 days till we read the meter, and their bill is $1,000, because that's frequent. So then they get a bill that's $1,000, and then they're like, why didn't you tell me? And then we send the guys out to check, and they said, yes, there's a leak. And they come back, and it's like, okay, now you gotta get the equipment and go download. By the time they do all that, it's still, these guys, everyone has a huge leak, and their customers are actually upset because we've let this leak go on for 10, 20 days, because we have no way to know that we're catching it. And our guys are swamped right now with work, regular work. This would eliminate so many work orders and so many trips out to the field.
Well, it's only going to eliminate the work orders for the ones that are on connectivity, which is less than 50% with 2 towers. So we're only really covering half of our customers. But if you're the one that has that same water leak and you just don't happen to have the new meter that's on the new system,
But we don't know.
no, we don't know. But
Yeah, that's
We
true.
may
That's why
get
we're trying to work
75%.
towards, well, we're trying to work towards getting everybody on this system. But like I said, that's why we can't do it all at once.
And that's, the small town rumor, and, you know, Mrs. Jones has a flooded basement, and she's complaining about a flooded basement, but, you know, Mr. Johnson, oh, we caught his, and we saved him his basement. That's also gonna not look good for us.
Well, you gotta start somewhere. There's, you know, you got a 50-50 chance of catching that basement.
So, council, what I'm going to ask, due to the sake of time, hearing that we want to move forward in one of two directions. So, Larry, I'm going to ask if you want to make a motion for your option at this time.
I make a motion that we purchase 2 towers, pallet of meters at this time, because we need those anyway. And we get it installed and up and running.
So your motion is for 2 towers, 1 pallet, and obviously that will include the 2 labor quotes as well. Do you agree with that? Okay. Is there a second to that motion? I would second that motion. All in favor of 2 towers, 1 pallet, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? You're opposed? That is died. Greg, would you like to make a motion on your proposed idea, or suggestion, I should say?
I don't think we have the money for all 3 towers right now. I think we just move forward with upgrading meters and come back to the towers at a later date.
So you're suggesting to buy 100 meters and that is it?
Yes.
Just because I don't see it broken apart, how much is a pallet of meters?
That's right here.
33.
33,000 per 100. Okay, so that is your motion, is for 100 meters.
Yes.
Okay, is there a second to that motion? All in favor for that option of purchasing 100 meters?
All right.
Scott?
I'm for it.
Larry? I think we got it wrong, but yes, yay on that as well. So that's 5 yeses to purchase 100 meters. So it looks like you're leaving with something.
Hey, that's great. We need to move in that direction of meters, and then we can always revisit this again.
I will speak on behalf of the council. Thank you for coming 2 meetings in a row
Yeah.
and giving us this information. Again, we need to get there at some point.
Yeah, at some point, and it's the way the future's going,
Yeah.
the AMI system. So, yeah, but thank you guys all for the time.
Thank you.
Good debating, and,
Yeah.
and we'll revisit this again.
Wonderful. Thank you.
If, do you think that we're gonna go in that direction? Because honestly, if we're not gonna go in the direction of it, we need to be buying the 4s. Why wouldn't we just stick with the 3s? They're cheaper.
Okay, so T10 versus Mach 10. So yeah, I would urge you to go towards the monitoring meter because of the guarantee on the accuracy and the guaranteed 20-year guarantee life.
Cost difference?
If you,
No, I understand it's a better meter, but if we're not gonna go towards any,
AMI, it's all the same radio, whether it's a T10 meter or a Mach 10 meter. So it's all the same meter there. What, 295? 295, so versus.
The good thing is we just bought 100 of the B4s.
Right, so.
Have a good night.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Kelly?
Before you leave the town intersection, there was a labor standards contract from Klein Peters in your packets. Did you want
yeah, this was just the. This was because of the additional work on the wastewater project, phase 3. This was the labor standards on phase 3 of the wastewater project.
So you look for an additional 3,850, 3,850?
Correct.
Is there a motion to that?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Kelly, I think we're ready.
All right, you have all your monthly reports in your packet. We're in the final quarter of the year. Everything is looking pretty good. You'll have a couple resolutions in the next year just to clean some stuff up. There'll be an additional appropriation coming up just so we can move the stuff to rainy day next year in preparation for that. I will tell you, BSNA, we looked at cloud software. Actually, council approved cloud software through Voice in December of 2024. And then soon after that, the first of the year, the company was bought out, and basically the new cloud system, their quote outpriced us. There was no way we could handle that. They've been talking with me recently, and they've offered us an early adopters discount, and they have a demo set up for us, which I will be sending council. We'll all be invited to that. You can come see the demo. We're gonna have to eventually do something, and I think financially this might be our best option to do that. But if you'd like to see the software and ask questions and talk pricing, you are welcome to come to that meeting, which I'll email you out the dates of that. The last thing I just wanted to let you know is AIM Medical Trust, which we are members of, and that's who provides the town's medical and dental vision, all the ancillary coverage. They have given they've given all their members what they call a premium holiday in November, which means our coverage continues, but nobody has to pay for it for the month. So all of our employees for the whole month of October have not had any deductions out of their paycheck for medical insurance. And also with that, the town does not have to pay the portion as well. So we've had significant savings for that as well, which has been fantastic. And it's just due to the good management of the medical trust. I've been very impressed with the way that they manage their money. Also, we are in open enrollment right now for all of our employees, so they should be going on and logging into the system and choosing their benefits for 2026. And along with that, medical coverage, the premiums have actually gone down for 2026. Not a lot, but slightly they've gone down. Dental has increased slightly, and there's no change in vision. So at least from the cost-wise for our employees, I've been very impressed with the coverage. So just wanted to let you guys know that, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna skip over number 9, both A and B. This will bring us to the surplus items.
Yeah, we have several surplus items, or I'd like you guys to declare a surplus. Street signs that were taken down when replacement, we had the name changes to the streets, Stardust. You know, and then there were also some other signs that we were including in that as well, so the stop signs, those are things we won't use again. There are 3 tanks that were removed during the wastewater project. There were some exterior doors to the building that we remodeled down there. There's a trash pump, and I think you may have some police supplies. I didn't know if you wanted to include that in or not at this point.
The parts.
I think there's some automotive parts that they've got that are just like surplus, and we'll either put on.
Yeah, the pieces of the Tahoe that we no longer have.
We can,
Used for anything else.
we can put them on Jeff Rich auction and try and get something out of them. If not, we can discard them or recycle them.
Those I'd like to take a look
Before he posts them, right? Or gives them to whatever else.
at.
All right, so we're talking street signs, a few tanks, a trash pump, some auto parts from the Tahoe, what else?
Exterior doors.
Exterior doors.
Okay. Anything else?
There's the TV monitor, the old TV monitor that was up here, is back in that room, that was included. There's also a small printer and ink back there, and a very small computer monitor.
Anything else?
None of which has a whole lot of value, just so you know. Don't expect to
Don't expect
get a whole
big
lot of
change.
money out of any of that.
Listen, we have antennas to buy and monitors. Council,
The cheap seats already.
looking for a motion to declare those items as surplus?
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Property maintenance?
This, and I think this is what that was, where I'd send an email out to each of you guys. What I want to do is put together a list of properties.
How many council members responded to your email?
So is that the?
How many? I want this for the record.
One.
Okay.
Is that about the,
The roads.
did you have?
None of that, boy.
I didn't get anything. I didn't even get a response from you.
No, I responded, but it was no the
I
next
had too
day.
big a list.
No, I responded, but it
Did
was
you
no
say
the
this
next day. Yeah, right there. It was no the next day, literally.
No,
when I
I'm just
went to-
looking for input from you guys if there, I mean, obviously I've got a list already, but I'd really love you guys just to look around if there are things that we need to address.
I think it's got a lot better.
There have been some.
Because the one that I would respond was right there, and literally when I went to work the next day, it was already mowed. I was like, oh, okay.
They have,
Took it off
they
your
have,
list.
they have cleaned that up.
Council, I do ask that you please respond to Jason's email pertaining to his question in that email, please. It's important because it goes along with town ordinances that I've been harping on Jason and Marshall Hall about all summer long, actually spring and summer, trying to clean up properties in town. So it's along this line. So please respond to Jason when you get time on that email.
I did your biggest thing, I didn't reply all.
Okay, farm ground, Jason?
Yeah, from ground rental, we do that on a yearly basis. We had at least one farmer call and inquire about what we were going to do this year. I guess even after that conversation with him, I think we might need to go a different route with the farm ground. We've been doing row crops for the last several years. I would like the council to consider that we require whoever the farmer is that we rent it to, plant it in hay, and just keep it as a hay field in perpetuity. And my argument for that is, this farm ground is immediately adjacent to our well field.
How many acres are we
Is there 7? It's right at 7.
talking? Well,
It's such a small amount, and it's really not, the only problem with that is when you put it in hay, obviously we're not gonna have hay next year. So we're gonna miss a year, but I think over time, and you don't have to put chemicals on a hay field where you do corn or beans.
well, the biggest thing about hay right now is there's a gigantic alfalfa shortage around here. I mean, you can't get good alfalfa hay around here without paying a premium. So I would think 7 acres to a guy that he could sow an alfalfa would be worth it to somebody.
Our problem is we're gonna miss a season
Yeah.
of hay.
It's a problem, but what, we rented it out last year for $1,500, I think. Okay, so we're not talking about a whole lot of money. So we miss out a year of 1,500 or less. 1 year.
No, I mean, I'm all for the hay, because they're, like, whoever, if you find the right guy, he's gonna pay good money to have 7 acres, he can sow an alfalfa.
This isn't gonna hurt the farmer,
No.
the big way is 7 acres, or hit her 7 acres.
Is anybody opposed to that, council?
And if that's the case, I'll work with, we can put a new bid packet together specifying what we're gonna do for hay. Because that's the other thing too, is if we do get a farmer that's going to plant in hay, they're gonna want, I mean, that's a pretty big investment, they're gonna want a commitment of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is, so they can have a return on their investment. I think it's better for our wells, but I think it's probably a better use of that ground right now.
So I think Bryce even made mention, let's see if we can get a minimum of 3-year contract. Therefore, we don't have to revisit this for long. Advertise it and see what happens.
When we would advertise it and hopefully vote on it by next?
Yeah, I'd like to get, figure out what we need to do to,
Well, I'm just,
Make
like,
it-
right, if we were gonna vote on it by next week, by next meeting, you could almost get a guy that would sow winter wheat in it right now, and then go right back in the stream, but.
Well, I would even be in favor of giving a reduced first year rent because it's non-productive.
But I mean, if we could vote on it by next meeting, a guy could throw some winter wheat in it and be ready to go with hay.
let me just see, I mean, I'll talk to a couple farmers, see what our options are. and-
But
Keep in mind, the advertising.
Yeah.
but if somebody would be willing to sign a contract, waive the first year.
The advertising time period is shorter due to the fact that our meeting is 2 weeks later.
The amount of money is.
Yeah, it's not, I'm just, that might be when you're talking to guys, they could either winter wheat or oats, like Larry said.
Oats work out real good with alfalfa,
Yeah.
cover crops.
Yeah.
And I think it,
Would the rent still be the same?
We pretty much, like we were
It's
talking.
bid.
They bid on it, they send in their bids, and then we open them.
And what did we get last time?
Somewhere between $500 to $1,500. Ish.
Like,
Do not quote me on those numbers, it wasn't,
it's like $100 and some an acre, it was nothing.
Right.
I think you have council's blessing to move forward with this.
Do I need a motion? Do I need a motion?
Is there a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, let's run down, do we want to run Kelly through the list of BZA redevelopment, all of that, this meeting, so that we can gain traction for November and December?
It's up to you, just all of those are expire, all those terms expire.
We're just gonna go ahead and get it out there. So we're talking about appointments for 2026. Lisa for BZA, Lisa Quiet for BZA said she would renew hers, that as a president appoint. So council, I'm looking for a motion and second and ultimately approval to accept that.
Motion?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Larry Fiddler expires at the end of this year for redevelopment. Larry, would you like to renew that?
No, I'm good.
You do not want to renew?
No, I'm good being on it.
Okay.
Motion.
That is a president appoint, so council, I would like to have your blessing to accept the renewal for Larry Fiddler. If I could get a motion on that?
Motion.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Staying.
Scott Wall for redevelopment commission has also agreed to renew his. That is a president appoint. Council, I look for your blessing on that with a motion, a second, and approval.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Bryce Howell is up for renewal as well for redevelopment. It is a president appoint. Bryce, would you like to renew yours?
I would not.
Okay, so that remains open. Brian Manners expires at the end of this year. He has said that he would renew for 2026. That is a council appoint for redevelopment. Council looking for a motion. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Who had the motion there? Thank you, Craig. Second was Bryce. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. David Fish is up for renewal as well. David is not in attendance. Justin Witt is up for renewal for Park Board. Larry Fiddler is up for renewal for Stormwater. Would you like to renew that one?
Yes.
Okay, that is a president point. Council, I would like your blessing with a motion and second approval.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Larry? Kathy Morgan, is renewing her CBB, and that is a council, so I'm looking for a motion to accept Kathy.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. David Fish is up for renewal on redevelopment authority. He is not in attendance. Scott Wall, redevelopment authority as well, has said he would renew for next year. That is a president appoint. Council, I would like your blessing with a motion and second and approval.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. John Bailey is also up for renewal for redevelopment authority. He is agreed to renew. That is a president appoint. Council, same thing. I'm looking for a motion. Second.
Motion.
Who have this motion?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that was very quick, but we will slow it down in the November meeting to highlight the areas where we need to have people step up and fill those vacancies. Trick or treat. Obviously Halloween is this Friday, the 31st. Did I miss one? No. Trick or treat is this Friday, the 31st. We are going to have trick or treating in the town of Cloverdale from 5 to 8. There will be a lot of increased traffic in town because Cloverdale Cloverdale football team is hosting second round of sectionals at home that night as well. So I ask and encourage everybody to be responsible and out walking with your families, driving with your families. We will have hopefully extra volunteers out assisting with our trick-or-treaters from that time frame. So this Friday from 5 to 8 will be trick-or-treating. Jason, this brings us to the CCMG.
Yes, we have to, if we wanted to go in for a CCMG project, we have to have it in by Friday. We had kind of been working on it for a while and it didn't come around like we were hoping it to. So I contacted Eric on, I don't know, Saturday.
Wednesday.
Okay. Here just a few days ago to see if there's any way we could scramble and put something together, because it has to be done by this Friday. They had our PAMP, they have all of our street documents, so I just threw something together of the streets in town for asset management plan that they had scored in 2024. And the streets that I selected off that PAMP, and I'm hoping you're okay with these, because that's what they're working on as we speak. That is Frostway, Blue Side Way, and that includes the cul-de-sacs. Oriole Court, including the cul-de-sac, Washboard Place, and a cul-de-sac. Those are all in Stardust Hills. And again, those were all in the most efficient condition. So this wasn't me picking these streets, it's not you, these are what.
It's off the rating system.
Yes, off the rating system. And they are, I concur, these are the worst streets. But then also Nancy Street, which Nancy Street is up in Lewis Edition. Spring Street, and this isn't the entire street, but it's from Hearst to the dead end. Long Street from Grant to the dead end, and Columbus Street from Main to Grant. That leaves 2 streets in town that were rated at what they have indicated as red, which is the worst condition. One of them is Monon, which I know we're working on that as a whole separate project. And that's going to be a very, very expensive CCMG project, but we weren't going to have that ready for this round, so that's why I've left that off. The other is Sewer Plant Road. And it's in pretty bad shape, but there's only one home on that road, so I did not select it either. But also, we've still got some construction going on there, and we may have some construction going on in the future, so I really didn't want to throw a lot of money in there just for one home. We may need to do some dressing up of it at some point, because it does need to be maintained, but that was the process that I came for selecting these roads. I hope they're acceptable to you. If you want to, you know, we probably should make a motion to at least apply for those if that's what you choose to do. The total local match, you don't have that, do you? 40 something, maybe in your,
Is that what the 20%, it's 20% now, right? 80,
Correct.
20?
Yes, 20.
Okay.
yeah, there's a document we do need signed tonight if in fact we do want to proceed with this.
See, the letter says it's a match of 34,175.
Okay.
Is that, okay.
So we're only coming up with 34,000 only, that's a little money, but that is 20% of the total cost. That is a mill, fill, and resurfaced, so they should be nice streets. Now unfortunately, most of those streets are very, very little use on them, so we're not gonna have, it's not gonna be your streets that see a lot of action, with the exception of Columbus Street, that gets quite a bit from the Andy Grant, but they are in pretty bad shape.
Council?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
At least maybe it'll kick the Facebook keyboard warriors a little quieter.
Okay, before we would open up for general comments, just a reminder that our next meeting in November, due to the holiday, is going to be on the 18th. So council, please make notes in your calendars that our November meeting will be on the 18th. Okay, council, any questions? No? Anybody? Okay, this meeting is adjourned.